What's in my Veto Tech Pack? Apartment Maintenance Edition. So all of these tools are for common work orders that I see day to day in apartment maintenance. Let's jump right in. First thing, I've got a small lightweight hammer on the side. Tools used the most on the most common work order, clogged tub drain. I usually get it 95% of the time with a pair of Klein needle nose pliers. I keep my flashlight close because light is a great thing to have, especially in dark places. That's the right side of the bag. On the other side of the bag, I've got some electrical tape and some Teflon tape, a garbage disposal wrench, another very, very common work order at every property that I work at, the 11-in-1 Klein. This is the magnetic one. This is pretty sturdy. I like it a lot, and I think it's one of the best 10-in-1s, 11-in-1s that I've ever used. On the back, this is for filming. I can clamp this on just about anything and get the angles that I want to film when I'm doing make-readies or something. I've got a little ground level tripod that I can use to get some good pictures and film if needed. In here, I don't have much. I've just got some lubricant for sticky locks, some AA batteries for flashlights, some 9 volts smoke alarm work orders. The AA's work for some smoke alarms as well. In this back pouch, I have various screws and wire nuts in here. This is a work in progress. I probably should have organized this before the video. I just try and keep a little bit of everything in here. It is a lifesaver and saves me trips to the shop all the time. A magnetic, that didn't work too well. A magnetic bowl for screws. And here's my trusty meter that I have been using for over 15 years. It is still going strong. Inside of here, I've got all sorts of temperature probes, clamps, wire jumpers. I just started carrying this in the bag that I can hook up to my phone. It is a FLIR. It helps out in some situations by seeing hot and cold. This is the meter that I use, H36. I use this for most of my HVAC work. And I know it's not the most accurate, precise, best meter out there, but it does have an amp clamp and it does take temperature. So it does a lot of things just good enough to where I can diagnose AC systems most of the time. This pocket I keep empty. Sometimes I'll put some batteries in there. Now for the main compartment that I access the most. That zipper is so smooth. Starting from the top here, a little wire brush. I use this to pop out the pins on hinges. I've got a Milwaukee flashlight, magnetic. I've got a Fluke voltage tester for quick voltage checks. I have a screwdriver mainly used for receptacle screws. And I've got my Klein screwdrivers. I've got the flathead, the Phillips, and I've got the square bit. And over here, these are game changers right here. I don't know why I have a 1/2 inch. I think that's for something specific. I don't think I use it that much, but the 1/4 inch and 5/16 ratchet, I use these all the time. These are amazing to have in apartment maintenance. Got an adjustable wrench, a smaller adjustable wrench. I've got a level, razor. I usually keep this in my pocket. I don't know how that got in there. A couple pairs of channel locks or pliers, whatever you want to call them. And I've got a brand new demolition screwdriver, I believe they call it. I had an old Husky one, but I decided it was time to retire that one. Drywall saw, brand new wire strippers. I retired the old black ones that you've seen in many of my videos. Pair of lineman pliers. Paintbrush. This is mainly for just wiping down the inside of condensing units, dryers, wiping down the lint from the back of dryers near the heating element when I work on those. Outlet tester. And I just got this, can't wait to try this out this week, but I wanted to find a way to get rid of all my, I'll show you, I haven't even got rid of them yet. All of these take up a lot of space in my bag. And this is the extended version of the hex set, so I'm looking forward to using this. I've got the millimeter set right here. They didn't have the large one, so I'll just have to use that for now. Sharpie, little pair of snips for mainly cutting zip ties. Precision screwdriver, Phillips, and flathead. Mini chisel, cold chisel, pocket screwdriver, mini stubby, little 6-in-1. This is very useful. And a pair of copper cutters. Garbage disposal cap, not sure why that's in there. I've got a meat thermometer for duct checks. And I've got a jam bar for those toilet bolt screws that are just stripped and spin and spin. This is a very useful tool. This right here is a blower door holder. It's so you don't have to cut. It just makes it easier to push in that door switch on the blower motor cabinet so you can test the blower motor and components inside of that cabinet. And in these pockets, I just have, not very organized, some zip ties, extra Teflon tape, PVC. This definitely comes in handy, but I don't know if I use it enough to keep it in my bag. I just used it the other day. PVC cutter in tight spots, or if you don't want to cut brittle, old, hot CPVC next to a water heater, I keep some foil tape in my bag. This always comes in handy, especially on properties that don't have this or are out of it and would like to use duct tape on dryer vents. I've got some steel wool, some gas pipe tape. These break a lot on plumbing, under kitchen sinks, so I always keep a couple of these. In here, I've just got some Milwaukee gloves, and that does it for this compartment. Let me put all this back in the front real quick, and then we'll head to the back. Now that that is all back in place, we can go ahead and check out the back compartment. Gotta love those smooth zippers, even after 4 years. Back zipper, still as good as ever. All right, not a whole lot back here. I keep a hose, a dryer hose, and this is mainly for, in my market, I deal with a lot of drain lines that this is able to unclog the HVAC drain lines through the heat coil. I've got a railer bit holder that holds some bits up here. I've got a couple of pens, some more bits. I've got a little mini screwdriver. This is good for, not a screwdriver, a little pick. And this is good for, you know, just picking latches on doorknobs. A couple other bits up here. What is this thing? This thing is about 20 years old, dull as hell, but still comes in handy. I've got my trusty Milwaukee drill. I've been using this probably for about 5 years. You can see that almost everything is worn off of it. I've got this multi-tool. This is probably one of the most useful small power tools. I use this daily, and this is the only tip I use, the carbide tip, the engraving tip. This is for good use for door latches, cutting toilet bolts. It just has so many uses. And I've got a dedicated pair of wire crimpers. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best at crimping wires, so I just got this dedicated pair, and none of my crimps have failed on it so far. And in here, I just got various paddle bits. I actually usually keep this in the car, but again, I was using this the other day, so I just threw it in the bag and haven't really organized it yet to get it out of the bag. And I have a pair of PVC cutters, go up to 1.5 inches. I've got bigger ones in the 1 5/8 inches. I got bigger ones in the car if needed. This tool right here will prevent your shark bites from leaking, because we know in apartment maintenance we love to use shark bites, but do we ever measure how far we put them on or ream them out? Odds are you probably don't, but this tool right here makes sure that you mark it and then you get the depth that you're supposed to push the shark bite over. You do that, the shark bite will not fail, it will not leak. I haven't seen one leak that way anyway in my experience of using them, and a tape measure. In these pockets, I don't have much. I have some plumbing strap. This is mainly for capacitors. When you replace capacitors, I don't like to leave them dangling there like a lot of people I go back on and I work with like to leave them dangling around. I just use this, secure them nice and tight. And I have some bypass switches. These are for the old direct drive Whirlpool washers, so I can work on them when they're ripped apart and check components and stuff. But that's just because I work on a lot of those and I need to have those in my bag. I've got a rag, I've got some wire that always comes in handy. I've got some drill bits, small ones, lightweight, screen mouse, screen rolling tool. And I've got this Amazon bestseller. If you don't have the right size bit, this sometimes works even though it's very bulky. And a ratchet set with an extension. Again, this is for Whirlpool washers, taking off the agitator. Very, very specific to my line of work and what I do daily. This is what I carry on my back every day, almost all day. I would say about half the day, up and down stairs. I have zero back pain, none. I've been doing this for 10 years. I've been carrying bags like this on my back. Anyways, enough of chibber jabber. Let me see how much this weighs, because I do not even know. Onto the refrigerant scale, and we are clocking in at 42 pounds, 4 ounces. That is my everyday carry, my Veto Pro Pack. I love it. I've had zero issues with it. There's no tears yet. Haven't had to use the 5-year warranty yet, but it's coming up. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name is Dave. See you on the next one.